Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Ellie Merritt.
And I'm Mark Taylor. The president-elect and his family have now arrived in Washington, D.C., just one day ahead of a whirlwind of festivities. And Washington is getting ready. NBC4's chief national correspondent Jim Osmond is live tonight at the nation's capital.
Good evening from Washington. In less than 24 hours, America will have a new president who has no governmental experience, but that's a major part why he got elected. Donald Trump stunned the world on November 8th, winning a victory in a narrow path through Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, besting Hillary Clinton, who was the overwhelming favorite. And despite President Obama's current impressive approval number, Trump won on an anti-Obama and anti-establishment agenda and his Make America Great Again slogan. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected in D.C. The head of the Young Republicans in San Francisco is already here.
Being a Republican in California is tough. Being a Republican in San Francisco is almost impossible. I say it's like being behind enemy lines. It's a very hostile environment.
Hillary Hagenbuck is a committed Trump devotee who is here to make her voice heard, not at the liberal-leaning Saturday Women's March, but at Trump's inauguration.
I'm mostly just filled with excitement and joy that we've got a Republican administration coming in, and I'm excited to hear what he says and what he's going to lay out for his administration for his first 100 days, and just feel the excitement and the surge of hope that goes through the crowd.
Protesters are expected for Trump's inauguration day, which Trump may not hear much of in the new bubble he will exist in. The sounds he hears may be when he and his wife Melania take their first dance together as president and first lady. But before all of that is the inauguration at 12 noon tomorrow. The weather will be about 47 degrees and light rain, one of the warmer inaugurations in recent times. 55 degrees was the warmest in 1981, and ironically, for Reagan's second inauguration, was the coldest, a little bit below zero. Reporting live tonight in Washington, Jim Osmond, NBC4 News.
All right, Jim, thank you for that report. And you know, thousands of security officers are preparing for a potential showdown across D.C. One of the areas they'll be watching closely, the National Mall. Capitol Police are expected to see 100 or more organized protests over inauguration weekend. The outgoing Homeland Security Secretary appeared on MSNBC this morning and says while there's no specific credible threat, there are still concerns.
We live in an age now of the self-radicalized actor, the so-called lone wolf, and we have to be concerned about the vehicle threat, Nice, for example. And so in the hard vehicle security areas where we're prohibiting vehicles, except official vehicles, from getting into the area, it's going to be extra fortified this year with dump trucks, heavily armored vehicles to prevent anybody who's not authorized from being in the area from driving something in there.
More than 7,000 National Guard soldiers and airmen were given the oath of duty this morning at FedEx Field. The troops represent 44 states, 3 U.S. territories, and the District of Columbia. They were sworn in as D.C. Metropolitan Special Police to support with security needs at the inauguration. And you know, you can count on NBC4 for complete coverage tomorrow of Donald Trump's inauguration. Our own Colleen Marshall is in D.C. to bring you live reports as the new president is sworn in. You can watch those stories here on the air and online at NBC4i.com and on our Facebook page.